We're gonna still do the air horn because that's who we are. Win or lose, the air horns come out. You know why?
Come on, man.
Because they
We
rocking with the greatest. It's
let's
my
go,
man
baby.
Mike Andrews on the ones and twos, and your boy Breezy keeping it sleazy, baby. Let's go.
Yo, you get me all riled up and be like, all right, we're going live. And I'm like, yo, man, that was rude. Like I'm saying, I was
They don't
hyped.
need. They don't
All right.
see. They don't need to know what goes on behind the scenes 30 seconds before we go live. But you know what we need to start doing? Recording and putting them takes out.
The
Mm.
off takes. What do they call off takes?
Off
How, no,
takes. Off takes.
outtakes. Outtakes.
Outtakes. Outtakes. Outtakes.
Outtakes.
Outtakes.
Yo, that joint. Yeah, oh,
But it's crazy how it went from music to football like that, right?
just like that. Just like that. And guys, that's what we're here to discuss today, man. The No Harm, No Foul show is back, man. This is episode what? 28 in a row? 29 in a row? Something
You
like
the
that?
one counting, Mike. I stopped counting.
29 in a row. Now, by the way, that's not counting our pilot episode, which we just threw out there a couple of weeks in advance as a little teaser to people to see, how the crowd was going to react to us, But we here, man. It's going to be a lot of fun, Wayne, man. The 49ers fall for the first time in a regular season in damn near a
Woo!
year. It's been almost a
Listen,
year since the last 49ers loss in the
yeah,
regular season.
it has. It has. Look. I think we need. First of all, shout out to everybody watching. The crew's in the building from both streams. Shout out to everybody over at Nothing But Niners. Shout out
Yeah,
to
yeah,
everybody right here from the Breezy channel.
yeah,
But
yeah.
Mike,
Mm.
I don't think we should waste any time, yo. I think we should take 28 minutes and play the blame game because at the end of the day, this team lost. Now we could chalk it up and we could be corny and we could say this was a team loss, right? But I ain't corny, and I know you not corny.
You want to apply the majority of this loss goes to who?
That's what we gonna figure out. And
I got three.
good. That's what I needed to hear. I didn't know you had three. People, we don't, ladies and gentlemen, this show is planned 1 hour before we go live.
Sometimes, hey, I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes it's less though. Sometimes he be like, Mike, I need to make the graphic. All right. Well, we keep it real though, because that's how y'all get authentic discussions, man. We don't want to come in here with this cookie cutter nonsense and be patting each other on the back and circle jerking, slurping, and all that. We're not doing none of that stuff. We're not here for that. Y'all want that? Go to those other channels. We're not doing that here. Right now, we're here to keep it real. No harm, no foul. That's what we're doing, man. So,
You ready to play?
You want to take the first one, or you want me to take the first one?
No, look, man, I'm a vibe off of your energy, yo, because
All right.
I overreacted. Some people say I overreacted yesterday. It was probably a little harsh, but
I saw a couple clips of you going around.
yeah. But I mean, ask me if I give a.
So look, I'm gonna start with the one that everybody's afraid to say. Brock Purdy. I'm sorry.
So I didn't expect you to start with Brock Purdy.
I'm absolutely starting with Brock Purdy. 100% starting with Brock Purdy. If he gonna get all the credit when the Niners win 11 regular season games when he out there, he gonna get this blame when he's out there for this loss. And he looked bad. He looked Jimmy Garoppolo-esque out there. We're gonna start right there where we supposed to start.
Well, listen. You mentioned a name. You gave the comparison. It was definitely Jimmy Garoppolo-esque. Should have had 2 interceptions thrown in this game. Luckily, it was only one. I think this was Brock Purdy's worst game.
I could argue 3, but that's cool. I'm not here to do that. I'm not here to, and this is absolutely his worst game. Absolutely his worst game.
But
yeah. Against the best defense that we played so far.
I don't like, but so like, and here's different conversation. This is some of the off stuff we talk about when we talk about a quarterback being elite. Like these elite quarterbacks are supposed to do it against the best teams.
That's why I told you stop calling him elite. He ain't proved shit yet.
Okay. All right, that's cool.
5 minutes. I'm sorry.
No. You mentioned Brock Purdy, and I gotta second it because Brock Purdy to me was the worst player on the 49ers.
That includes the Colton McKivitz.
That includes Trent Williams. That includes the whole offensive line.
Does that include the kicker? Because we're gonna come back to him too.
That includes the kicker.
Oh, yeah. Talk your talk. The worst player on the team.
Worst player on the team. And it's cool, right? Like, like
Is it?
it is cool because you use a game like this as the low to build up to get to back to where you need to be.
Okay.
So like
Okay.
like in the moment I'm like, yo, what? So can't nobody tell me nothing, right? I'm gonna tell you why. I'm doing his clips right now. Matter of fact, reason why I'm late to our behind the scenes scene because I'm trying to make sure I get all the clips. I got the clips, I got the penalties, I got the groundings, I got everything. And Brock didn't look good. He just didn't. He looked shake, rattled, and rolled.
Yes,
Old
sir.
school song.
I know it. Shake, rattle, roll.
But you know what?
All right.
Nobody cares about what he did because what he did at the end of the game, and here it was
Neutralizing.
get the team down into scoring position, and I get it, right?
Yeah.
But can I go through real quick? So this might just be on Brock Purdy now that I think about it, unless you tell me to shut up. But can I just go through that last drive because it wasn't as great as people thought it was. It was a hell of a lot of
45
incomplete
yards.
fucking passes. Sorry,
Yep.
it was a lot of incomplete passes.
Go ahead. Tell us what happened.
Minute 40, incomplete pass to Juwan Jennings. Minute 36, that's 1st and 10, 2nd and 10, incomplete pass akin to Brandon Ayuk, right? 2nd and 10. 3rd and 10, we get the penalty.
The penalty saved the drive. And everybody forgets about that.
No,
Everybody forgets about that.
Ooh, I'm telling. Then he hits Brandon Ayuk for like a 10-yard pass, maybe a 7-8-yard pass. Brandon Ayuk takes it for 25 because he just says, I'm not getting tackled. Guess what the next pass was after that, though?
Incomplete.
Incomplete pass on 2nd and 10.
Wow.
Then he gets the complete pass with the minute to go for the 8 yards. Then he gets another complete. So he gets back-to-back complete passes in this drive. This might be the only drive where he had back-to-back complete passes, bro. We rushed the ball for a little bit. Then there's another incomplete pass that they called incomplete because it was like a downing. I don't know what the hell that was by Kyle Shanahan. I don't know what that was. But at the end of the day,
was that the
that was the last snap.
Spike? The spike. Okay.
Yeah.
That's probably why they called it.
Did we even spike it?
Yeah, that's how he stopped the clock.
I didn't think he stopped.
No,
it wasn't a spike.
Wait.
He just.
Yes,
it was
he
like
did.
I didn't see the ball hit the ground. I'm looking at it right now, but maybe it did. It was a weird exchange handoff, but it was whistle dead to where we were like he gave himself up without spiking the ball.
Oh.
But he had to stop the clock, right?
Right.
Yeah. So I had to be a spike. Maybe I just didn't. It was weird. Anyway. Like Brock just didn't look like Brock.
Okay.
Okay, I'm done.
No. I completely agree with you. You know, there was points in the game where I was sitting around yelling at the offensive line, right? And I've done the rewatch. I got the game play in the background now. Brock was so not like himself that I was like, it's got to be the line. This kid's feeling pressure. He was running from ghosts. He wasn't trusting the line. I don't know. Wayne, I don't know.
Can I ask you a question?
Please.
How and anybody in the chat, you can chime in. How many pressures per game is too much? Give me a number.
Pressures per game.
Yeah, so like the offensive line allowing the defense to pressure. How many is too much?
I would say 8. I would say 8.
Okay.
I think 8 is a lot.
Okay. All right. So that's fair. That's fair. This particular game, do you know how many pressures the offensive line gave up?
The way it felt when I was watching it, I would
56,
say like 12.
Right.
Yeah.
But it felt like 56.
It felt like they was going crazy out there. Yes.
But they weren't. What they were doing is they were blowing up screenplays and being in the backfield and all that type of stuff. But there was 13 pressures. 13 total pressures. So you were 1 off.
Yeah.
13 total pressures. This even the sacks weren't traditional sacks. But they weren't sacks. It's not like Brock got effed up in the pocket.
Right.
The first sack was what was the first sack? I don't remember. But there was a sack where he was trying to throw the ball and his knee hit the ground. They called that a sack. Then there was a sack where he took off and tried to run, but the linebackers filled the gaps and he just went down for no yards. That's a sack.
Mhm.
So they're technically like, and then the first sack wasn't even a sack. Like like they weren't traditional sacks. Is what I'm trying to say.
They weren't, oh, this guy got beat and I got blasted sacks.
Correct. Correct.
Right.
So when you look at the stat sheet and you look at the pressures and you look up who gave up sacks, literally the Niners' deep offensive line didn't give up a sack.
That means that I'll let y'all conclude what y'all want to conclude. If the offensive linemen who were involved in the sack stats didn't give it up, and the person who got sacked did, that means it was the fault of the quarterback. No? Or an unblocked player.
Well, there was still pressure. So the quarterback, when the quarterback's being pressured, he has two jobs, right? Take the sack, get rid of the ball. Like, what is his role?
I got you. No, I feel you, man.
And then if he tries to make a play and scrambles outside the pocket, then you know what I'm saying? Like, so like,
Yeah.
but partially that's part of his brain. Like he has to figure that out. And he had to do it against the best. I still, you know what, man? I'm petty. I don't know Cleveland the best defense.
They're the best defense we've played so far.
They're correct. I still think the
that's
49ers are the best defense.
Right, but we don't get to play them.
Correct. So I'm glad we on the same. I swear we share the same brain. That's crazy.
Sometimes we do.
We be in sync. But nah, seriously, like like Brock struggled, and this was probably his worst game.
So I'm looking at the play that he missed that would have been an easy touchdown for McCaffrey.
Right? That was, but what was the pressure? Because that was an overthrow.
It was the cleanest pocket I've ever seen in my life. Like,
and
like,
that to me let me know his brain, he was flustered. Because there was zero, I'm not saying that there wasn't any pressure, but there was zero pressure in his face.
He didn't move his feet after he completed his drop back. He just stood there and then he threw. That counts as no pressure. That counts.
So I want to. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to paint the picture that the offensive line wasn't as bad as it looked.
Mm-hmm.
What made the offensive line bad, everybody, if you watch the game, was their what's the word? They were undisciplined. It was penalties that killed the majority of the 49er drives. So if you want to fault the offensive line, it wasn't from the pressures. It was the simple fact that they would just, on first down, it's a penalty. Now then was double penalties on one drive. It was like
yes, it was back to back.
It was a holding and then a false start. Like
that was our third drive in the fourth quarter.
Right.
I did mad. I did mad, by the way.
I know you did. We don't talk anymore game time. I know I can't wait till Monday. Like I
Wait, but and then here's the other thing too, right? He like you're talking about and emphasizing just how much he was off, right? So he misses Christian McCaffrey, and then the very next throw is a high pass to Juwan Jennings, who's, by the way, one of our tallest receivers on the team. And Juwan Jennings plucks his ball out of the air across the middle. He gets up, he flexes the first down.
It's a bad throw.
That was anybody other than Juwan Jennings.
It wouldn't have been a catch.
That was a pick. That was
Could have been. Could have been.
The guy was right behind. Like the defender put his hands out like, oh, I got this one. No, you don't. Juwan got long arms and he's tall as hell.
But I think that, but to be fair to Brock, I think that's one of the rapport you build with your receivers. You know, you put it up to a place where only he can go get it. So that's like, regardless if the throw was high or whatever, like that's a play where he trusts his receiver. Did I say trusts his? He trusts.
You sure did.
I sure did. He trusts his receiver to go get him. Like, and I like that about Brock, because not every drop back is gonna be perfect. But when you highlight that one perfect drop back, I mean, you couldn't pay the offensive line to block that great. It was an overthrow to Christian McCaffrey, which possibly would have went for a touchdown because he had his man clearly beat.
Mm-hmm. It's okay. You know,
but I do want to give him the credit on the other throw, because most of his throws were bad. 44.4% completion percentage. Most of his throws were bad.
What throw you giving him credit for?
The one that Brandon Ayuk has to absolutely catch, which is going to shift the blame game now. Let's go to a different player.
Because
Brandon
Ayuk.
So I don't know. That's the whole point. Like I got fault in just about everybody. You said you got three. I got about three, four, maybe even five possibilities in this joint. We playing
Give it
spades
to me.
today. So let's go with Brandon Ayuk, right? And so like I know Brandon Ayuk, one of the best wide receivers in the league, but he didn't play like one of the best wide receivers in the league in this game. And when you get the opportunity to showcase why you the best, and you don't come down with a pass, that might have been slightly overthrown or slightly out of reach. But it's not like he had to dive to extend to go catch that ball. That joint just fell off his fingertips.
Hmm.
And so that wasn't the only pass he dropped in this game, too, by the way. That was the wide open touchdown that he dropped.
Can I ask this question? Because
Absolutely.
the one that was behind him as he was cutting across the middle, and he almost like had to pull it in behind his back.
That's not on him.
I was going to ask you if you counted that as a drop because I don't think
And
that
and
should count as a drop.
and I don't count the other one where he had to dive to go get on him either.
Okay,
Because Brock has to make a better accurate throw. I know
right.
Brock was on the run. It's funny how we keep coming back to Brock, but I know Brock was on the run. Let me shut up. I talk too much. 16 minutes in.
I was just saying because I had at the time of the game, I had Ayuk with three really bad drops. Then like I said, I went back and I watched him. I'm like, that's not Ayuk's fault. Like, he's running a route and the pass was behind him. He almost caught it. Like he could have tried to spin, I guess, all the way around and try to catch it, but that's not on him. That can't be. Technically, it touched his hands and he didn't come down with it. Is it a drop? If that's how you're looking at it, but that's not how drops are tallied. And then, like you said, the one where he dove for it, right? Like they're both running flush to the right, and he didn't get that one either. Like I don't really think that's on him either. So I had that drop.
Because technically the drop is if you get your hands on the ball, you're supposed to come
Right.
down with the catch the ball. So that's
Hmm.
technically where the drop is. But when you look
Hmm.
at that play, especially that last one you just mentioned, I'm saying to myself, yo, like Brandon Ayuk, first of all, let me just make this clear because this is not in no way, shape, form Mike and Wayne saying Ayuk is trash or Ayuk is a bad receiver. Y'all must be sleeping on crack. What I'm trying to say is he just drops certain passes. He dropped some in the game prior. Like he
Hmm.
has a couple of drops, right?
Hmm.
What I but on that throw, he had his man beat
Hmm.
again. So
Hmm.
Brandon Ayuk has zero problems beating his man and man coverage. The ball
Right.
has to be placed accurately,
Hmm.
which
Hmm. Hmm.
somehow we still talking about Brock. Anyway, that was my IU take. Give me another player. Give me.
All right. We're gonna go with the rookie kicker and Jake Moody
Let's do it. Let's dice him up.
because this game was bad. It was a bad game, and there is plenty of blame to go around. But the truth of the matter is, as bad as Brock Purdy played,
Hmm.
with all the drop passes, with all the potential turnovers, I really thought that was a fumble when he pulled. Oh wait, that was a fumble. He pulled his arm back and the ball just
It,
came out, but
that
he
was
recovered it.
that
Right,
was the sack. There it is. I couldn't remember the third sack.
that was a mystery one right there.
Psh,
Yes.
bang, spot on. See how
Mhm.
none of them really were sacks?
Right. Right.
Got you.
So all the bad stuff happening. The defense forced a sack on PJ Walker when Oliver sacked him, but they ended up saying that it was a pass attempt and all that.
That was a
They
fumble.
called it intentional grounding. That was definitely a fumble. It was a scoop and score for us. But with all that bad stuff that happened, when it's all said and done, with 4 seconds left, we attempted a field goal from the 23-yard line. Fam, we got to get that. We got to get that.
Jake Moody has to make that kick.
We
Jake
got to get that.
Jake Moody has to make the 41-yard field goal. Jake Moody has to make the 54-yard field goal. Jake Moody just has to make his kicks. But,
Mhm.
but, but, like, let's talk about some of the context getting to that. Like, you had time on the clock. You had a
Mm,
timeout left. You
mm.
knew Kyle Shanahan. That's where I'm going next. You knew
That's where I was going next. That was my third one. Wait. Don't get off of Moody yet. Then hold on.
no,
Let me.
because Moody has to make the kick, but I don't know what else you want me to say about Jake Moody. Like
Well,
he has to make that kick, but then you're at first of all, he's a rookie. That's number one. Number two, I've watched veterans miss kicks, game-winning field goals. Veterans in the league that's been in the league. I'll just name one: Justin Tucker. He did it a couple of weeks ago. I ain't get my points. That was a 57-yarder, and I needed them for fantasy football. 60-something yard. He missed. All I'm saying is it happens. Kickers are going to miss. I definitely expect a rookie kicker to miss under the conditions and the pressure. Kyle, damn it. I'm trying not to talk about Kyle. Jake Moody had to know that they were going to ice him. Like, at some point, maybe mentally, he ain't it. Because in Michigan, he didn't have to deal with that. He didn't have to deal with being he was the man there.
They never tried to ice him?
They did, but it didn't work. He was the man. For some reason, he was the man. I don't know what that means. I don't know why it's different in the NFL. I don't know. I can't explain it. I don't play in the NFL.
Can I tell you why that last one hurt more? It's not about the win or the loss. I said it at halftime. This is a learning experience no matter what. None of us expect to be that close at halftime.
Facts.
I said that this should be a boost of confidence for the Browns, and it should be a slice of humble pie for the Niners, regardless of the outcome.
You text me that. Correct.
Right?
You text me that. Yep.
So, the thing is, when you go out there and you line up for the game winner, you were already graced and forgiven for the first one you missed. I don't expect the kickers to be perfect. I would love them to be, but I'm a realist. They're not going to be 100%. Robbie Gould, as much as I saw his name tweeted out, Robbie Gould wasn't 100%.
Yeah, but everybody feels like he was, and
they feel incorrect.
But they're wrong. Incorrect.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's kind of my point, right? Like, this kid was 100% up until that.
He was 9 for 9, and now he's 10 for 12, which sounds like a still good ass field goal percentage. We just
exactly.
See, Mike, I didn't expect you to. I didn't expect you to come this way with it.
But that second one, it hurt so much more because you already got your miss out the way. Like, the season wasn't over when you missed the first one. There was still
he wasn't
left. There was still season left. You got it out the way.
He did,
you don't
but
have to be perfect.
It's not even about that. I don't think that's the issue. That it wasn't even the normal icing of the kicker. It was the normal freezing of the kicker. They called that timeout mad early. I'm like, oh, they didn't even let him kick the ball first. So I don't know what that does to him mentally, but apparently it affected him in the preseason, and now it is affecting him in the real season. The other field goals that he has to kick, they don't ice him because the timings are different. But when you're talking about that particular moment, all right, he has to. How does he get past that hump? And for Jake Moody, he needs more moments. He's gonna need more moments. He's gonna need more times, whether it's halftime and they try to ice to let him miss, or whether it's they have timeouts at the end. But that's the only way. You can't fix that in practice. Like, that's not a practice thing. You can call timeout all you want. It don't count. So the only thing we could do is shut the fuck up and just wait to see what happens the next time he goes out there and kick it.
Unfortunately, it's a result-based thing.
We can still be mad. I'm not telling people not to be mad.
And you know what I would have liked to see happen, though? I would have liked to see us just attempt a run up the middle right before, because we had a timeout left. Just
Mike,
get them a little bit closer.
Let's go to Kyle Shanahan. We got 6 minutes left. Okay, here we go. So again, when you get to your play caller, when you get to the head coach, the head motherfucking charge, his clock management is still probably the worst clock management in the NFL. And then on top of that, you have plenty of time left to run another play. Matter of fact, Jordan Mason just got you 6 to 7 yards prior. So why not do it again? What if he gets you 1 yard? But what if he get a touchdown? And you guess what you still got in your pocket?
The timeout.
So what was the purpose?
Come on, man.
If we would have lost that game on a fumble, I'd have been like, oh well, wasn't meant to go our way. And I know that people. I'm saying that because it's hindsight. Oh well. But
yeah,
Kyle, if we go back to the beginning of this game, ain't nobody effing with Kyle Shanahan's script, bro. I don't care who you are. He's scoring on the first drive.
Yeah, that joint was crazy. We had some setbacks on that opening drive too, but I won't discuss it.
We had setbacks and we got help. We had a couple penalties. But we still put the ball in the end zone on a shovel pass, by the way. Not even a regular pass attempt. It was Brock Purdy looking magical, right? So
Mm-hmm.
Brock Purdy started the game off magical. Christian McCaffrey continues the game, 15 game streak with the touchdown. Poop, perfect, right? What happened after that? Down in distance, the play, like I don't know. It just seemed for me, bro, the Debo Samuel injury effed Kyle Shanahan mind up. Not
They
even the
say
Trent
Jim
Williams
Schwartz.
injury.
They say that Jim Schwartz is in Kyle Shanahan's head. I don't know if it
He
was the injuries. I don't know if it was Jim Schwartz or what, but there was something about this game that just wasn't gonna work. I mean, we talked about it beforehand. Niners hadn't won in Cleveland since 1984. Jim Schwartz was what 1-8.
he
I'm
was
sorry,
eight
Jim
and
Schwartz
one.
was 8-1 against
Now
Kyle
he's 9-1.
Shanahan.
Yeah.
Yeah, now he's 9-1. Like history was just like trying to throw warning signs out there to hey guys, pump the brakes, guys. Hey guys, y'all feeling yourselves a little bit too much. Hey guys, you smelling yourself too much. And then we say, hey man, we got this team, we got this roster. We could have two offensive stars have bad games. We still got enough talent out there. Well, what if I start taking that talent away?
Did they
Then
take
you
the
got
talent away, or did we lose
I'm
the
not
talent?
I'm not talking about them. I
Oh,
meant as in like the universe. The
yeah.
universe said, hey,
Okay. Them
Debo.
implied.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Hey, CMC. Hey, y'all still think y'all go Trent Williams? Nah, I'll give him back. I'll give him back real quick. Like, it was just when Trent, I was madam. Please, God, Lord, no,
Oh,
please.
we all
Like,
did. We all shared the
mhm.
same breath and the same prayer. I promise.
But it seemed like Kyle was just like, and I could be wrong. It felt like Kyle was just, these are the plays I have for this game. I'm going to run these
And
plays. And I
no
get that.
matter
I
what.
understand that.
Mm-mm.
But you got too many people on this team that know the playbook. Like, we shouldn't see the Debo Samuel packages being executed by
By Ray
McLeod.
McLeod.
Kyle,
Like,
he not him.
but if you know that, and I know that,
Mm.
is he that
Arrogant.
egotistical,
Cocky.
stubborn?
That was a perfect one right there.
Yeah, but I think that was
it
good.
right there.
I thought we were
That
gonna
was the
keep
one.
whispering for a little bit. He can't be that, right? Or does he? He thinks that it's got to be that genius mindset to where I could still out scheme you.
Mm-hmm.
If my players execute, it works. But Kyle, they're not
Right.
the same player.
They're not built the same. They don't even warrant the same reaction when they motion. Like it's not the same. It's not
That
the
was the
same.
key. That's why I flipped out. That's why I lost my cool. Because when Debo was gone, the motions changed. The defense stopped caring and it stopped confusing them. And all of a sudden, their defense was teeing off. Oops, screenplay. Guess what? Debo ain't here. We're going to Christian McCaffrey.
Mm-hmm.
He not running halfback screens to the side. His screens come, boom, pop right through the middle. Bam, they right there.
Mm-hmm.
So where was George Kittle's screens, Kyle?
Where was George Kittle? Anything's.
He got a 1 yard pass for a 1 yard gain. On a broken down play by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But where was his screens, Mike? Because one of the things that made George Kittle dominant was his yak.
Across the middle. Yeah. Give it to him early, in stride across the middle and watch him do his magic. It just didn't. Is he still ailing? Is he still hurting? Like, I don't know. He didn't get tackled at all last week.
How
Last
can
week he was 3 for 3.
If he wasn't complaining about ailing last week, I just don't think Kyle Shanahan, like, if their defensive line wasn't necessarily teeing off. They were just they just knew the plays. Isn't can we? That's my take.
Jim Schwartz.
They knew the play. It wasn't that they were more aggressive. They just knew ain't no Debo. Don't worry about it. Take out Christian McCaffrey. We good.
Yeah. I want to give us both credit for not, I don't know if you planned on it, but not blaming the officials. They were bad on both sides of this game.
Yeah.
There were some very, very egregious calls, some drive extending plays that led to scores for their team and things like that. But the officials were bad on both sides. Of course, it's going to favor one team more than the other when there's 25 flags, right? But
25.
but this was that it was equally. Well, I'm not gonna say equally. As a Niner fan, I feel like we got some of the worst ones, but it was bad on both sides.
It was an even kill, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even
Mm-hmm.
kill. 13 for them, 12 for or 13 for us, 12 for them. So it was even. It's
Right.
just when those flags come
Right.
is
Right.
where it kind of like deterred the outcome
Right.
possibly of the game, right? Like you called
Because
the Gibson flag was crucial, like on a fourth
right.
down. That's a
But that
turnover on
flag,
downs.
the flag that we got on our last drive. Now think about this for a second. If we make that field goal at the end of the game, their fans are saying exactly what we're saying.
Exactly.
We held y'all to that 3 and out, but they gave y'all that flag.
That's
You
true.
know, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just they were just equally bad. They were equally bad, man. They
But
were
that's
equally bad.
my issue with that isn't about the officials. My issue is why are the 49ers can't consider themselves an elite team if they
Mm.
still do undisciplined bull crap on the football field. And you know who we can't blame? You know who we can't blame?
Who's that?
Dre Greenlaw.
Guys, that's going to do it for us today here at No Harm, No Foul. There's a mic drop by my man Wayne over there. Make sure you guys subscribe to both channels. Wayne Breezy Entertainment Network, Nothing But Niners. We're going to get on out of here. No team is safe when the Niners are on the prowl. I'm Mike. That's Wayne. This is No Harm, No Foul. Except
We
the
out,
brand.
y'all. Listen,
Peace.
shout out to Notorious GAV. Thank you for being a member, y'all. Peace.